Hello everyone, this is Bookbird, and today I'm doing an unhaul. I don't have a coffee today, but I do have my water, so cheers with whatever beverage you have today, and let's get into the book unhaul. So let me start out by saying not all of these books are bad books. I just need to get rid of some on my shelves that I won't reread. I already had a good time with them. I need more space on my shelves, and I want them to go to someone who hasn't read them yet. Most of these I will probably post on Pango, which I won't reveal on this channel because the internet is still an unsafe place that I don't feel like my address being out there is a good thing. Otherwise, it'll go to my local small library or I think I have 2 free little libraries in my town. So that's where these books will end up. Okay, so first book in my stack is Love and Gelato. This was a cute teen romance. Very cutesy, fluffy, the kind of romance that I would read, and it also takes place, I think, in Ireland. Oh, in Tuscany. Which it was fun because they talked about a lot of the places in Tuscany, different tourist sites basically, and museums and stuff that then I haven't personally been to Tuscany before, but I enjoyed looking up the places on Google to see the images of the places and historical landmarks. So this one was a cute, fun read. It was thrift books buy, so I'm letting someone else have it and not killing more trees. So cute romance, teen romance, clean, if you're into that kind of book. And the next book I am giving a new home to is my what universe? 30th anniversary edition of Eye of the World. It's a little bit banged up because I actually physically read it. But the reason why I don't want this chonker on my shelves anymore is because at Ollie's, if you're familiar in the South with Ollie's, I don't think Ollie's is very widespread in the US. I got the first 3 paperback editions for I think like $5 or something. Maybe it was 10. But I much prefer carrying around stuff like this, or like if I'm gonna go read outside or something, I don't want to carry this big ol' chonky chonker. So that's the reason I'm getting rid of that one. I'm gonna go back on what I just said about the Wheel of Time. This guy. I finished book 6, I think earlier this year, or was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah, book 6 was last year. I thought about getting to book 7 this year and then never did because I wanted to read other things. So eventually I'll continue my Wheel of Time journey. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do like a full spoiler vlog or anything, getting through those, because I'm getting to the slog, the quote unquote, the slog that everyone says happens. So maybe I'll need some motivation to continue those. And next is a mystery thriller, The Girl from Widow Hills. I enjoyed this one. There's certain thrillers there's not enough time to reread This is one of them. I did really enjoy this though. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 4-star, maybe 5-star. But I'll read some of the synopsis or summarize it for you. Arden Maynor was just 6 years old when she was swept away while sleepwalking during a terrifying rainstorm. Strangers and friends, neighbors, and rescue workers set up search parties and held vigils, praying for her safe return. Against all odds, she was found, alive, clinging to a storm drain. The girl from Widow Hills was a living miracle. Arden's mother wrote a book. Fame followed, fans and letters, creeps and stalkers, and every year, the anniversary. As soon as she was old enough, Arden changed her name and disappeared from the public eye. Now, a young woman living hundreds of miles away, Arden has built a life as Olivia Meyer. But with the 20th anniversary of the rescue approaching, the media inevitably renews its interest. Soon, Olivia feels like she's being watched. She begins sleepwalking again. Late one night, she jolts awake in her yard only to find at her feet the corpse of a man she knows from her previous life as Arden Maynor. The girl from Widow Hills is about to become the center of the story once again. So if that sounds interesting to you, maybe look at picking this one up. That's gonna be enjoyable for someone else. And next is, what is this series called? It's probably like something tea magic or something. So a magic steeped in poison, and then the sequel, Venom Dark and Sweet by Judy I. Lin. I enjoyed the tea magic in this. That was, I think most of that was in this book. The sequel was kind of okay. I think I enjoyed the first book better than the second book. I got intrigued by the really pretty covers, and for a while I kept them on my shelves just because they're pretty, but then I was like, I don't think I'm gonna reread these. So these, I'm gonna check at my library. I'm gonna look at their catalog and see if they own them. These might go to them for their teens. Otherwise, I'm getting rid of these. As far as I know, they were pretty clean for young adult. There was the insertion of, I think, one LGBTQ character, but it was one of those side tangent. They're just in the world. That's all I remember about that series. Otherwise, it's a pretty clean. And next are two CJ Tudor mystery thriller / horror supernatural genre books, The Burning Girls and The Other People. Like, I like CJ Tudor and her stuff. I don't think I'll reread these. I do kind of like, it is set in the UK majority of the time, or their lingo and stuff is like using the terminology that people in England would use. And I know she digs a lot at preachers, which in the UK I think it's vicars. She has a lot of characters that are like, they signify the church and the hypocrisy, which is a real thing. There's fake Christians that don't represent what a Christian actually is, but then there's also people who become priests and stuff for the power. And I think, like, she does a good job at touching on that, but it also has gotten sort of to a point where I'm like, okay, but not every single one is as horrible as you portray them. So I enjoyed them when I had them. This one was actually recommended to me at Barnes and Noble by an employee. So it was a fun October read one year, but I'm going to let someone else enjoy it. Next book I have not read at all. I picked it up maybe last year in one of the Prime Day book deals for a good price. And once again, cover's pretty. And like people enjoy it. I just don't think I'm ever gonna get to it. So rather than it collecting dust on my shelf, I'm gonna let someone else who gravitates toward a historical fiction, lit fic type book to have this instead. The next book is a Christian living nonfiction book, Church of the Small Things. I got I think 20 to 30% into this and then put it down and never picked it up again. Majority of the reason was because she talks about God and like the mundane being a part of your life as a Christian and Christian living, and like the small things can be your mission field basically, like as a mom, as just little, like, and you doing laundry, making sure the house is clean, like those things are also part of the mission field and stuff, basically for your family and stuff like that. But I stopped because none of it was backed by scripture. And I feel like there's plenty that you could have taken from the Bible to back up what you're saying. Like, there were better ways, I think, to get these ideas across that aren't just coming from you. I have a problem when you don't bring the Bible into your Christian living self-help book. Then that's when you get into the trap of taking things out of context and rewriting the Bible, basically, when that's writing your own intentions into the Bible when God intended the Bible written in a specific way for a specific purpose, and that purpose you're twisting. Anyways, that was my spiel on cherry picking. So, on to the next book. So, I've decided to get rid of some more pretty books. The Legends and Lattes series. The first book was fine. Like, I enjoyed the first book. Then we got into the second book, and then I was kind of like, I think it's lost its charm for me, especially because I don't enjoy the shoehorned in representation anymore. I used to just ignore it more, but I've been enjoying older published books because it doesn't have the curse of our times in these books. I see it more when I pick up a 2020s and on book. I see it. and if it bothers me too much, I'm either gonna DNF your book or it's not gonna stay on my shelves. And these editions are Fairy Loot ones. They have the original cover artwork on the inside, and then foiled on the hardcover. I've also realized there's a ton of different special editions of these same books, like Broken Binding did their own. I think Barnes and Noble has their own, I think, or some. Anyways, there's a bunch of special editions. So these technically, like, yes, they're Fairy Loot specific, but they're not. They're signed too. But unfortunately, I don't care. Anyways, so those are going to a home where a person will care, and like the extra shiny rainbow covers, I think this was the better stencil art of the two, but it's still kind of not, like, it could have been better for the price I paid for them. Anyways, those will be in a new home. All right, we're gonna test this. We're gonna see. I should probably pick me up on the mic. This. Hey, I can fit it all on the screen. This is my book haul. I hope you enjoyed it, especially after I did a book haul. Now I'm getting rid of, I think, more than I received. So I feel good about that. Support your local libraries, and I hope to see you in the next video.